Just a couple years ago, I'd be under at least 20 feet of water right now. Instead, the lake's dropped nearly 40 feet, and water managers warn by 2027 it could stop producing power.
For decades, this place was one of the busiest gateways to Lake Powell. Boats launched here every day. Families filled up their fuel tanks. Tourists arrived from across the country to explore one of America's most iconic reservoirs. Today, it's almost silent. The boat ramps sit abandoned. The gas station is closed. Campsites stand empty. And where thousands of visitors once floated on deep blue water, the Colorado River now cuts through exposed sediment that hasn't seen daylight in generations. But while one chapter of Lake Powell's history is ending, another is just beginning. And what happened here in June 2026 could reveal the future of Lake Powell itself. Welcome back. Today, we're looking at one of the most dramatic transformations anywhere on the Colorado River, a place known as Hite Marina. Years ago, Hite was a thriving recreation hub at the northern end of Lake Powell. During high water years, the reservoir stretched all the way into this area, creating a major boating destination surrounded by towering red rock cliffs. Back then, visitors could launch directly into the lake, fuel their boats, and spend days exploring remote canyons and hidden coves. But Lake Powell today is not the same lake it was decades ago. Years of drought, declining snowpack, and increasing water demand throughout the Colorado River Basin have dramatically reduced reservoir levels. As the water retreated, Hite found itself farther and farther from the lake. Eventually, the marina became unusable. Today, if you stand at the old launch ramp, you won't see Lake Powell at all. Instead, you'll find something completely different. You'll see the Colorado River flowing through terrain that was once submerged beneath hundreds of feet of water. The landscape tells a story that few visitors expected to witness in their lifetime. Layers of sediment line the canyon walls. Former shorelines are visible high above the river, and the old infrastructure remains as a reminder of what this place used to be. Walking through Hite today feels almost like exploring a ghost town. The information booths remain. The campsites still stand. Even the gas station sits frozen in time. Everything seems to be waiting for visitors who may never return. And that's exactly why a major group of state and federal officials gathered nearby this month, not to celebrate the return of Lake Powell, but to celebrate adaptation. Just a short distance from the abandoned marina, crews have completed a brand new facility known as the North Wash Boat Ramp. At first glance, it may seem like a simple construction project, but in reality, it represents something much bigger. For years, river runners traveling through Cataract Canyon faced a serious problem. Historically, many rafting groups used Hite as their exit point after navigating some of the most challenging whitewater in the American West. But as lake levels dropped and access deteriorated, taking boats out of the river became increasingly difficult. What was once a straightforward operation turned into a logistical nightmare. Some outfitters reportedly had to use winches and pulley systems just to drag heavy rafts and equipment up steep embankments. The process was slow, expensive, and in some cases dangerous. As conditions worsened, fewer people chose to make the trip. Officials began noticing a troubling trend. Permit demand for this stretch of river was declining. That was unusual. Across much of the western United States, demand for river recreation has remained strong. Yet here, one of the main barriers wasn't the river itself, it was simply getting out at the end. That's where North Wash enters the story. After years of planning, coordination, and funding efforts, Utah officials partnered with the National Park Service to create a new takeout ramp designed specifically for modern river conditions. Unlike the old facilities at Hite, this project acknowledges a reality that many people are still struggling to accept. The landscape has changed, the reservoir has changed, and future infrastructure must adapt accordingly. The new ramp stretches directly to river level, using natural sandstone and engineered access points designed to improve safety and efficiency. For outfitters, guides, and private boaters, the difference is enormous. Trips that once required complicated extraction methods can now end with a straightforward river exit. It's a practical solution to a problem that has existed for more than 2 decades. But perhaps the most fascinating part of this story isn't the ramp itself, it's what the project symbolizes. For years, discussions about Lake Powell have focused almost entirely on loss. Lost water, lost recreation, lost access, lost certainty. Every new report seemed to bring another warning about drought, declining reservoir levels, or the possibility of reaching critical thresholds. And while those concerns remain real, Northwash represents a different perspective. Instead of asking how to restore the past, officials are beginning to ask how to function within a new reality. That's a significant shift, because regardless of where reservoir levels go in the future, communities, businesses, and recreation managers still need practical solutions. They need infrastructure that works under changing conditions. And increasingly, that's exactly what projects like Northwash are trying to provide. Interestingly, officials also reveal that additional improvements may be coming. Plans are already being discussed for a deeper and more durable launch ramp at height itself. The goal is to create infrastructure capable of functioning across a wider range of lake elevations. In other words, planners are preparing for uncertainty. Whether water levels rise or fall, access remains the priority. That philosophy may become increasingly important throughout the Colorado River Basin. After all, Lake Powell isn't the only location facing challenges. Reservoirs, rivers, and recreation areas across the Southwest are being forced to adapt to changing conditions. The decisions being made here could influence how other locations respond in the years ahead. Standing at Northwash today, it's easy to see the contrast. On one side lies the abandoned world of Old Height Marina, a reminder of an era when Lake Powell extended far beyond its current boundaries. On the other side stands a brand new boat ramp built specifically for the conditions that exist today. Together, they tell a powerful story. Not a story about victory, not a story about defeat, but a story about adaptation. The Colorado River has always been dynamic. Its course has shifted, its flows have changed, and the people who depend on it have continuously adjusted. Northwash is simply the latest example. Whether Lake Powell eventually rises, falls, or stabilizes somewhere in between, one thing is becoming clear: the future won't look exactly like the past, and the communities that thrive will likely be the ones willing to adapt first. The Old Height Marina may never return to what it once was, but something new is emerging in its place. And as this next chapter begins, the transformation of Lake Powell is far from over. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates on Lake Powell, the Colorado River, and the major changes reshaping the American Southwest, because the story is still unfolding.